What's up, Fiend fam? Throttle Fiend back for another video. Just coming back on my way home from Harley-Davidson after attempting to test ride the Pan America. You know that I'm all about honesty and transparency on this channel, and I want to talk about that because I actually didn't get a chance to test ride the Pan America. I mean, I got on the bike, I attempted to test ride it, and it didn't happen. The Pan America is set up quite a bit different from any of the Softails or any motorcycle that I've ever ridden, for that matter. It's got a very twitchy clutch from a standpoint of it's got, the pull is very minimal, but it's also quick to stall on you, and that can be alleviated by giving it gas. But those that have been around the channel for any period of time know that I had a low side with my Iron 883 due to giving it too much gas and releasing the clutch too quickly, 23 hours into owning the bike. So while trying to ride the Pan America, those stallings and all that, it just brought up those feelings, and might have triggered a little bit of my PTSD from that. And I just decided, for my safety, for the safety of the bike, and all things considered, that I should not continue on to try and test ride the Pan America. So let's talk about that. I'm secure enough in myself as a person and in my abilities to know when to say when. And I'm not afraid to say that things didn't go to plan. Would I have loved to have ridden the Pan America? Of course. It looks like an absolutely wonderful bike. There was an older gentleman that test rode it after me, and he just came back and raved about it, which, of course, brought out the green-eyed monster of jealousy in me. But it's better to say no, to step back and realize when it's not a good time, than to push it and potentially end up low-siding or doing something stupid. And I certainly didn't want to do that. Pan America's a new bike. They're going to have plenty of other demo days for it. Hopefully I'll get a chance to test ride it in the future. I'm in no position right now to get another bike. I mean, not that I can't afford it, but quite frankly, I don't want to get rid of the Lowrider S. I love this bike. Nothing would make me happier than to keep this bike and get another one. After my VAM trip, I realized that I was either going to need to get a touring style bike or make modifications to this bike to make it better for me for long distance riding. And right now, I just don't think going out and dropping you know, $27,000 to $30,000 on a Road Glide special, because yeah, if I get a Road Glide, or heck, even if I get a Street Glide, I'm getting the special because I want the 114, and I definitely want the blacked out finish. You know, unless Harley decides to come out with the blacked out finish on the standard, that's not going to be an option for me. But I think the smart thing would be to put some money into this bike and see where that leads me. You know, as the Pan America becomes more widely available, you know, maybe I can rent one for a weekend and you know, take it out and you know, put it through its paces and kind of see where I'm at, because I definitely want to make the right decision. I mean, when you're talking that kind of money, I mean, yeah, $20,000 for the Pan America, well, 22, because I would get it with the adaptive ride height and with the tubeless wheels. You know, that's not too bad, but it's still a lot of money. And you know, the $27,000 to $30,000 based on, you know, what finish you get on the Road Glide special or Street Glide special is quite a bit of money. Not only that, but you know, Mrs. Fiend, Moto Pink Sense and Instagram, is looking to get into motorcycling herself. We're not quite sure what she's going to do. Right now she is signed up for the 3-wheel course, and she is looking to take the 3-wheel course, and she's been looking at the Riker 900. I test rode it for her. If that video is already out, I'll put a link to it in the description. If not, keep a lookout for it. It should be out within a couple of days. But there's that, and you know, honestly, I mean, I want her to ride whatever she's most comfortable with, but I wouldn't mind seeing her on a 2-wheel vehicle. So I guess you know, either way, that's still money. So if I had to choose between putting money into the Lowrider S to make it a better suited bike for me and getting Mrs. Fiend her own bike, or buying, you know, a Road Glide special or something else and her having to wait, I would rather do the former and have her on 2 or on 3, whatever that may be. You know, I'm very much looking forward to whatever adventures we can get up to together on motorcycles, whether they be local, semi-local, or, you know, a couple states away. But you know, back to the Pan America. It looks like it's a fantastic bike. You know, it's got all the bells and whistles you could think of, and then some. You know, I mean, as some people have called it, dirt glide. The only difference being is it doesn't have the sound system built in. But I can certainly see how that would be a phenomenal bike to do some touring on and some adventuring on. You know, it probably, well, as with just about every ADV bike, they're not as capable as a dual sport or an enduro, but they're not meant for that. You know, you can't judge it based on the fact that it's not meant for that. But I'm sure there are and will be plenty of people that will be taking the Pan America to places that it's not intended for, and it will handle it with aplomb. So, you know, I mean, an older me or a younger me might have said, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this because I don't want to you know, show any weakness or show myself as not as capable as I think I am or people perceive me to be. But you know, I think it takes strength to admit when there's something that you can't do. I mean, there's plenty of other things that I can't do. You know, I'm not a particle physicist. I can't bake an award-winning birthday cake. You know, but not only that, but I also want to validate other people out there. You know, your feelings and your PTSD is real. You know, if I hadn't had that crash, I probably would have had no problem giving that Pan America more throttle, and it wouldn't have stalled on me. But being in the situation that I was in and where my mind is at now, I didn't feel right. You know, down in VAM, Wind Road Therapy, Des and I went through an Upper Appalachian Museum tour with the group. She and I kind of went in together and we were talking, and we were both certified dive masters, scuba diving, and you know, I talked about the fact that I've called dives before. There were times where I just didn't feel right about a dive, and I called it. I said that I wasn't going to do it. And some people might look at that as a sign of weakness. I look at it as a sign of intelligence. I mean, obviously riding a motorcycle is, you know, much more inherently dangerous than going scuba diving, but both can lead to fatalities if you're not careful. And I've had no compunction about calling a dive in the past when I didn't feel right or conditions weren't right. And that's how I felt about today's ride. Yeah, I could have pushed myself and did the ride on the bike, but it would have caused me to do things that I wasn't comfortable with. And it might have turned out just fine, it might have not. But I'd rather have called it and know that everything ended up okay for that ride than to go ahead with it and run the risk of potentially getting into a crash or doing harm to myself mentally. I don't think anything less of myself for that. Yes, I'm bummed that I didn't get to ride it, but at the end of the day, tomorrow's another day. I mean, if I was legitimately looking to consider purchasing a Pan America, then I might have pushed it. But I'm not in that mindset right now, and that's fine. And you know me, this channel is all about positivity and empowering other riders. And what kind of example would I be setting if I pushed myself? I mean, this is one of those things where it's more than just out of your comfort zone. Those of you who have dealt with PTSD and things of that nature, you know that it's very, very real. This isn't just like a, you know, I'm going to try that food that I've never had before, or, you know, something along those lines. This is potentially serious stuff, and I didn't want to put myself in that position. So I'm glad that I chose not to. And again, like I said, there will be plenty of other opportunities to test ride the Pan America, and you know, who knows, like I said, I may be in a better position to consider it as a bike, or I may be able to rent one for a weekend and really get to know it better. I mean, that's one of the things that, I mean, I understand the whole situation with test rides and all that, but it's always kind of weirded me out that people will choose to spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, on a bike that they took out for, you know, a 2-mile ride. I mean, unless you're experienced with that particular brand, that particular model, and this is just a newer version of it or anything like that, I would certainly want more than that. And it's my understanding that most dealerships, if you rent a bike from them, they will, and you decide ultimately to buy it, they will take the money that you use to rent the bike and put that towards your purchase price. So if you do decide to buy it, you're not out anything. Even if you decide not to buy it, you're not really out anything, because you learned something, you had experiences, and that's what life's all about. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So what do you think, Feed Fam? Do you think I should have tried a little harder to push through the mental block I was having while attempting to test ride the Pan America? Or do you think that I did the right thing by stepping away and you know, deciding to ride another day, as it were? As a matter of fact, in full transparency, I'm gonna go ahead, because I did record it, I'm gonna go ahead and post up here at the end of the video my attempt to ride it, and we'll go from there. Alright, as always, stay shiny side up. Throttle Fiend out.
And don't be surprised if you notice it dropping down.
Right, the adaptive ride height, yep. That's one of the reasons why I'm very interested in it.
I didn't even notice it. I almost didn't notice it.
Well, I was able to flat foot it at its highest, so when Sean turned it on and it, you know, squatted, that was like, hey, that's cool.
Battery in front?
Metal shroud.
It ain't stiff enough for what I can. That ain't gonna lift fucking going over boulders.
Right.
Why I got the GS. Factory skid plate, because I looked at it and went, that won't survive.
As a GS owner, what do you think about this?
I've never ridden it. I've just finally seen it. I've had other people ride it, and they say it's very good and capable off-road.
Mm-hmm.
And they like it. But
Enough to potentially sell a GS if they had it?
not me. I
I've
won't,
heard
but
some guys
the guy that I was just talking to is getting rid of his GS and buying one of these. He really, really liked it.
Nice.
He got an 800 GS, I got a 1250. So,
Yeah, my one wish is that instead of coming out with the 1250 and 1250 special here, that they would have came out with the 1250 special and did like a 700 special at a slightly less, because right now the middleweight ADV market is the fastest growing market out there. So, oh yeah, I figure.
I'm actually doing something with this new motor.
That would definitely take some getting used to.
especially with bags on this.
Yeah.
This side is just really a leg I can lift high. I can't lift this that high.
Whew. All right, even first impressions, even with my glasses on, those fonts are way too small.
Yeah, I just did that because I wanted to see all the information. You can change them, you can make them bigger.
Oh, you can?
If you do less information, you don't need to have all that up there.
Right, no, yeah, I'm mainly worried about what gear I'm in, what speed, and how many miles to empty.
Yeah, speed, and then gear will be right there.
Yep.
And then that'll be the modes here: off-road mode, rain mode, street, sport, jet street.
Cool. Oh. New bike, first time. And I'm recording too, so. Really? I like because of my arthritis, I like the fact that it's got a really short pole. Very small, but seriously? Yeah. I prefer not to.